I mean, I kind of think that's funny because it's the Cold Steel duo.
Cold Steel.
But this time around, I mean, they were separated. They couldn't play off of each other, couldn't get any kind of picks, and they had the man disadvantage.
Yeah.
And suddenly, Luminosity Gaming is looking like they're going to give this thing up. They had such a strong, and I mean strong, CT side. And here we are, 12 and 14, 2 points away from mousesports victory. And Luminosity Gaming is just going to have to eco rush B site. They're able to get a little entry pick, though. This could come up huge. Chris J with the op. He can't see anything with the smoke. And Nex also helping out.
Wow.
B stack. Nex pushes up, gets taken down. Chris J still alive with the op, though. Look at this, 2v3.
Yeah, comes in, tries to clean this thing up. Let's see, we're going to have Fallen and Bolts left alive. Nico's right there at the door, same with Chris J, Gabi. And they have one player isolated outside the bomb site, and Fallen's able to take down Chris J. Bolts will finally go down, and there it is. Cleanup crew comes out for mousesports. They are now on map point in round 28. And we brought this out pretty deep here. I fully expected this to be like a very, very fast 16-4, 16-5
yeah.
Luminosity with how first half went. But I mean, mousesports, they battled all the way back. They tied this up. They've gotten themselves to at least overtime here. Even if they lose the remainder of the rounds, they have at least gotten that far.
Look at the finances. Mousesports, that's all they can do. One round from mousesports victory, and all we have are Tech 9s, and that grenade's not going to help. Steel drops him low, and then he gets taken down by the M4 silence of Gabi. Bolts takes a couple of shots just trying to draw out the fire. Meanwhile, the bomb is at B. It looks like Luminosity wants to bait out a rotation. 2 players still stacked inside of B. 2 at long, and even more pressure is moving towards mid and B. So, this is so bad. 3 versus 5. No guns being picked up, and Cole just walks right out into the open at mid.
Yeah,
Bolts is alone. Look how spread out they are.
I don't like what they're doing here. Bomb isolated at the B bomb site. That is gonna do it. Mousesports will take map number 1. Man, wow. 16 to what was that? 11 or 12?
We'll see the final score pop up on the screen shortly. Either way, Luminosity.
A huge battle back for mousesports there. That was gigantic.
Here's the thing. Luminosity Gaming, they struggled so heavily on T side, and they were playing their typical play, right? Very slow, very methodical. Let's almost Navi this sort of stuff, where we're going to set up and, figure out where somebody is, maybe draw a rotator off. Mousesports was not moving. I mean, they just were not going to do it. They figured out how to counter Steel perfectly, knocking him out time and time again. The only rounds that really worked well for Luminosity Gaming is when they actually got out of their comfort zone and started moving extremely fast and aggressively. That worked out, and then even though they got a couple of rounds, they backed off and they went back to that slow, methodical play, which wasn't working in the first place. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, they were never hitting their shots.
Yeah.
First half, they hit shots great. It was amazing.
Right.
Mousesports kind of lagged behind, but then again, you're spreading your players out. You're not able to trade frags effectively. So if your big stars aren't able to hit shots, at least have somebody there to trade that frag out. So they don't need to hit their shot right off the bat.
They spread out a lot.
And did the last round. 1 at A, 1 at B. Bomb was just kind of blown up. I mean, it was a blown up strat. They were definitely trying to throw a fake. It just never materialized. They got lit up too quick, lost their players. You need to switch up a lot faster and start putting 2 players together, so at least trade that frag. If you're not able to just step out and hit the headshots right off the bat, at least have somebody with you to be able to trade that so you keep it even. As I mean, coming from the T side, even if it's 4-on-4, you have the advantage now because the CTs have to try and split up to try to defend both bomb sites, whereas you can go as a 4-man unit and get yourselves a 4-on-2 or a 4-on-1, depending on what bomb site you go to.
Yeah. Looking at the scoreline right there, that tells the story. 11-4, amazing CT side for Luminosity Gaming. They actually only picked up a single round on T side. I was thinking that there were more for some reason, but no, it's just a single round to finish 16-12. That's just absolutely awful. Stars of the, I don't know if we can really pick anybody out as a true star. We saw Nico doing some crazy things. He is at the top of the leaderboard, but I didn't see anybody particularly standing out for mousesports on that map. It seemed like the entire team was just communicating extremely well and working together to get the trade kills, and also exploiting the fact that Luminosity was isolated. I mean, you could always find a single player and take him, even bait him out.
Yeah, you can't put yourselves in situations like that. If you're not hitting your shots, you need to be aware of that. You need to adjust a lot faster. We didn't see that adjustment come out from Luminosity, and they are a team that notoriously we see good adjustments from them.
Yeah.
When something's not working, they adjust very well. They end up doing what they need to do to win. I mean, just yesterday, these guys 2-0 Navi. You know what I mean? Like, they were playing nuts, and now they dropped a big, sizable lead to mousesports that they shouldn't have dropped.
Well, that was mousesports. That was mousesports 2-0ing Navi. Luminosity actually took Titan out 2-0 on the main stage, and I don't know. Luminosity, it seems like they really should have played a lot stronger right here on Dust 2. An alarming fact is Dust 2 is the map choice for Luminosity Gaming.
Yeah.
You know, through the videos, through the picks, they obviously felt more comfortable on this. Next up, we're going to be going on to Mirage, which is map number 2, as chosen by mousesports. If we look at mousesports history on Mirage, they're good at it, but Luminosity is also an extremely good, solid Mirage team. Remember when they were Keat Stars? This is the team that actually invented the whole 5-smoke play. Where, you know, instead of just doing your standard 3 smokes, you're going to just smoke everything off and plant. These days, they've actually taken a play out of, or a page out of the Navi playbook, and they're starting to bias these sort of heavy smoke strategies. I call the Berlin Wall, where you do it this way, and then you've got the other one that goes across stairs. And they like to do that. It seems like the new meta these days, where you come charging and you plant right in the smoke. And it's been extremely effective for Luminosity, but I think the new meta that I'm seeing defensively is people are learning how to counter that, which is to just kind of flash your players out, or even get up on ticket
that and get aggressive off
Yeah, exactly. And we'll see how mousesports is able to play with this.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for map 2 to go live here, guys. That will be Mirage between mousesports and Luminosity. Remember, winners from day one. They both 2-0'd the teams that they played. And they're looking to try to make that happen again today, or at least mousesports is trying to make it a 2-0 again for them to head into Sunday. So we're going to probably take a quick break here while we wait for the teams to get in and get ready. But as soon as they do get into the server, we're going to throw this thing back live into the pistol on map number 2.
Awesome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to CEVO TV. I'm Misled. With me is CEVO, and we have map number 2 about to go live here. It's going to be Mirage, and man, Luminosity, we and you were just talking about this. You have an 11-4 lead at half. How does that happen? How do you drop that map? How do you let, and it's Dust 2. It's not like we're on Nuke or Train or
That's
something.
exactly what I was going to say.
Where you just switched to T-side and you couldn't get it. Like, or anything that was super-sided. It's not like you just won all those rounds on a super-sided CT-side map.
Dust 2 might be the most balanced map we have in the system. You called it earlier. You said it's going to be a 7-8.
Yeah.
Either way, that's exactly what it is. You're looking for 7-8 rounds. And 11-4, you'd think that Luminosity is going to absolutely dominate. Then they switched to T-side. And it looked like they really went on tilt. We talked about how their slow play just didn't work. They only got one round on T-side, and that was when they bought up. Yeah. And then they just played it extremely fast. You saw one player like rush into B super fast, then it was a fast cat, and it worked out beautifully. This time around, we are on Mirage. It's mousesports' pick. Luminosity as Keat Stars used to be extremely good on this map. They haven't played it much recently. In fact, the only thing that happened in my notes is a 3s-up game, 16-10, way back early September in CEVO Season 8 online. That doesn't say much about the team's performance. Not a good metric.
No, I mean, Luminosity was a team, I mean, going all the way back to the Kaboom days, they were a team that you're like, oh, they're playing Mirage? Oh, these guys are lights out on Mirage. Yeah. This is going to be a rough look. That hasn't held true, though. I mean, that doesn't happen anymore, and mousesports is a very talented team in the way they played. If they continue that momentum that they had from map number 1, on to map 2 here, it's going to be a tough day. And already Gabi works his way inside the B bomb site, hits the headshot on Steel. Now it's going to be Cold and company trying to retake this bomb site as the bomb gets planted in B.
This is a very interesting round for mousesports. They throw decoys and smokes all over the A site, and then they pull the rotation off, walking right into the B. They're able to take it super fast, but now it's going to be Fallen and Bolts. Bolts and Market is going to lose the firefight. Fallen stuck now. Bomb, this is awful. He's just stuck. He's just completely stuck. Too many guns on him. Next with the jump shot, headshot, takes him down. And look, look at
the
celebration
there. Yeah. Just getting the pistol around. They know that's huge. The momentum's on their side. I mean, honestly, Luminosity at the moment is looking a little lost. Like, you watch he comes out of the apartments. He goes out into the balcony. Not one time does he look down white van. Does he check that? He's getting shot, doesn't even look. He's still just stuck looking towards jail or bench.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, they're looking lost right now. They really look like they're on full tilt right now, and they're having an issue getting out of it. This would be the time. You just had a break between maps.
Right.
You need to make sure get a tactical pause already. Do something. Get your team back on point. Stop this from happening. Because if you keep playing this way, mousesports is just going to grab this. They already have the momentum. They're just going to run away with it.
Well, not quite yet. Not a Cold. Steel and Fallen can do anything about it. They've got one player isolated. Actually, 2 players isolated towards CT. And you see they're actually going to start backing off towards Market. The only person who can make any kind of a difference here is playing in Palace, back in Palace. And the decision's already been made by Luminosity.
Yeah, they
just back off. Yeah. CZ75, you got armor. It's a sizable investment. Back off, maybe have some chance of taking a few guns off mousesports.
Yeah.
Going into the next round.
Yeah, mousesports just looking good here. Cold just going to sit back and try and hold on to his, well, same with Fallen, or excuse me, his pistol. Fallen was the one with that rifle, or the scout anyways. But yeah, mousesports has 2 rounds in their favor. Luminosity is going to be able to save some equipment. They get some value going into this round. But mousesports, 2 AKs come out. A Galil is going to be out there, UMP, and a scout in the hands of Chris J. Maybe we get to see the Fallen Chris J duel. happen here with duels with scouts coming out. That would be exciting, but doesn't really look like it's going to materialize in that way, as we should be having a fake getting thrown by mousesports here towards that B bomb site. And let's see how much of a rotate this pulls out. We got one already at the B bomb site on the rotate, but they push a little too fast towards A, and they actually have to fall out of it.
Yeah, but look at this. B site's already been taken. The fake was too OP.
Yeah,
and you've got
apparently
one player hanging back at bench. So even though they fall back from A site, B site completely belongs to mousesports. Fallen's the only person who's going to be here to do anything about it. Spots one. That's Nico. Goes down to the scout shop, but Bomb is still able to jump out and plant outside of Fallen's vision. So Fallen's going to have to wait teammates to rotate back in, and they've got so much time to get into good post-plant positions. But look at the aggression from Chris J. It's going to surprise Fallen.
Yeah, Bolt right there also. He wanted to trade that frag out, wasn't able to get anything out of it, and he's got to be careful. There's going to be a push. That's going to be Chris J. He wanted to get aggressive there, doesn't go for it, ends up getting cut down. We're going to have a good flank, comes out from next. He'll end up taking Cold and Bolts on that flank. mousesports is perfect so far, 3-0 from the T side, and this is a map that is going to be a more sided map, so we should expect these teams to win a majority of the rounds from the CT side, since again, it is a CT-sided map, but we talked about it last night. I always like to bring it up, but that safety net, round-wise, from T-side, how many do you need to feel safe going to CT?
Going to CT, I don't know. I mean, this map, it used to be so excessively CT-sided, but these days it can be a lot more even. Look at Fur, though. He's got the mow downs, able to get two. Very fast in mid, spots more. That's going to give Cold the confidence to go ahead and peek out, try to do a little bit of damage before he smokes himself off and holds it down. That means mousesports is going to have to fall back and give up on their push for mid control. You've got one player lurking. He's actually thinking about pushing all the way out of Palace. That's Nico at Firebox. Takes a position maybe a bit premature because the bomb's not in any sort of a position to help with this fight.
All right, Nico right now at the back of Firebox, trying to play some angles. The bomb and company will rotate their way over. Nico very low on HP. Smoke comes down. Do they hit that catwalk flare? He's not actually going to get aggressive enough to peek out wide. But here comes Bolts down in CT, and Cold going to force his way into the connector and just kind of hang out. He's not going to gain any traction there. His teammate's actually rotating down through mid, so now he's going to try and push his way up onto what used to be the E-Box. And mousesports taking a lot of time off the clock here, and Luminosity struggling to get in. They do find one shot. It's an even trade. We're going to be 2-on-2 now inside that A-bomb site. Cold's able to take down Gabi, so it's up to Chris J now. He's got the op. He's wrapped all the way around. Hits the op shot, but he misses the op he needed to hit.
That's the wrong kill.
Yep, takes down Cold, doesn't hit Steel, and Steel will get the defuse. That's gonna be Luminosity getting themselves around on the board, and man, that could have been a perfect round right there for Chris J if we would have hit the op shot, maybe even the through and through there.
Okay, so now we have something going on for Luminosity. Got a round on the board, and they're able to get their economy back underway. 3A, 2 at B. With with mousesports on T side setting up. They are not going to go aggressively for mid control, even though the bomb's sitting back there. Instead, they're going to go ahead and get some information at B before dropping low. Slow play by mousesports. Luminosity, they've got to do this. Keep in mind, they've struggled on LAN. As good as they are, they don't have any major accomplishments. It's all 5th to 8th place spots, including at DreamHack Cluj, the last major, as well as the S1 Katowice. I mean, they've struggled. Same positioning at Cologne. Could this be their moment?
This could be the one. Finally, mousesports is able to get it really going forward. Same with Luminosity, though. We could have both these teams are hungry for some very, very big wins.
Well, you see the execute underway. Cole playing it super sneaky on the other side. He finds a molly, steps out of it, and gets flushed out right into a kill. Dennis by bench, watching for the market player, and all of a sudden Fur left all alone. Yeah, Nico pushing far up Cat. He's not going to allow for a save nor any attempt at retake of the site, and mousesports just completely hits the reset button on Luminosity's economy, putting another round on the board. Keep in mind, mousesports, they just won Dust 2 with a very convincing CT side.
Well, the comeback that we watched there, I mean, 11-4 was the half in favor of Luminosity. mousesports came back in stunning fashion, ended up bringing that one home. Only allowed Luminosity in second half to get 1 round.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, Luminosity just got a round. They won, round 4 they won. Round 5 went back in favor of mousesports. So Luminosity not able to string 2 together, and as you can see, it hurt their economy. They don't have guns coming out here. We just got pistols, and they are getting mopped up. They've done what they can, though. Nico is going to be the only terrorist that's died, at least so far. And if he is the only one, that's what mousesports needs. If they can start getting rounds in a row this way, only dropping 1 or 2 players, that's going to help build your economy. Let's see. They should be able to escape here. Spray battle.
What was that?
How do you just spray that unbelievably hard?
At that range.
Oof, man, he lost to a CZ from that far away because he was spraying.
He went Rambo on that one.
Yeah, luckily Nex is there to mop that up. So, I mean, they do drop 2 players. That's 2 rebuys they have to make.
Yeah.
But it should have only been 1 player that they dropped.
It should have only been 1, but financially, it's not going to make a whole lot of difference right here. Luminosity, they don't look particularly happy.
No,
not
at all. Right.
They lost that second half on D2 in a very big way, and now your CT side, you ought to be able to hold your sights much more effectively. I think that's a big part of the problem for Luminosity. They're losing sights way too fast. With Mirage, you got to hold the sight, hold the push for a little while the rotate comes in underway. It's going to be a very strong B push by mousesports. Look at this. Next jumps out, able to take the cap player, and B site instantly down. A players can't do anything on the rotation.
Wow. I mean, they find some shots out in mid, but Nico right there, ready, takes down Bolts and Fallen. Mop-up crew comes through. That's going to be mousesports. So we touched on it lightly. Safety net from T-side. In my opinion on this map, I don't feel it's as CT-sided as it used to be.
No.
So for me, I want 6 or 7 rounds from T-side to really feel safe because, I mean, honestly, like sometimes it's so unbelievably hard to prevent those B rushes. Like it's really hard from CT side now if the team executes well. So I like 6 rounds, and
yeah,
Mouse already got that.
Yeah, I'd be happy with 6. 10-5 is disappointing on T side. So yeah, in terms of safety nets, like you're talking about, misled. mousesports.
Yeah,
they're happy. They're already in a very good position to win this series.
Everything after that is just icing on the cake for them. Of course, it's just going to make it that much easier when they switch sides.
Oh, fair.
Oh.
He was looking right at Palace, turned away. Gabi's through smoke. This could be big, but Gabi's able to find the first kill. Fair pokes out, gets the trade. This is good. This is important. And then pops around the corner. A take. This is the first time we've seen like a legitimate hold on the site, just slowing down the take. Looks like no one's crossed yet. Fair holding his position. They don't know where the bomb is, and look at this. The B player's already going back to B. A has all but been taken, and you're rotating back to B. That's cold on the rotate.
Luckily, Steele's able to find 2 shots, get himself some frags on here, but it is going to be Chris J and Next versus Cold and Steele. 2 players per team at that A bomb site. They're going to try and fake this again. They got plenty of time. Steele's able to get himself a 3rd shot right there before Chris J goes on the trade out. So time is low. mousesports going to have to try and plant this one. Cold's going to know. Chris J, do you turn around in time? Chris J turns around. Cold doesn't hit the shot, and he had the flank on him. And man, that is upsetting if you're Luminosity, and if you are mousesports right now, you are unbelievably happy that somehow worked out.
That was so close, so close. If he had been just a fraction of a second sooner, maybe if he hadn't rotated all the way back to B site and then walked all the way back, it could have worked out. You catch that guy in the middle of the bomb plant, and then it's a good game. You got a round on the board with maybe some economic momentum. And now the economy is back on full tilt for Luminosity. Can't do anything. They're going to play these cheeky, close angles. And, you know, mousesports, they're a smart team. They're going to expect that. So this position that Cold's in, actually he backs off. He's going to play a little different angle. So it's not the same pre-fire position. That could give him an advantage. But mousesports focusing more on what might be mid. Ooh, fallen.
Oh. Yeah, Chris J, op in hand. He's been playing exceptionally well with the op today. As mousesports just trying to earn their way into this B-bomb site. Looks like they're going to get it. They're going against pistols. This should be an 8th round now for mousesports. They successfully taken that B-bomb site. Only Bolts and Cold will be the the two remaining CTs, and one's out in mid, the other one's going to be right there in the kitchen or in the window, trying to find something in his favor out of market. But yeah, Bolt's in trouble with the deagle, gets the flashbang, hits the one dig on Gabi, trying to find another one. But Dennis will take him down as Cold's able to get himself a rifle. So if he gets saved this rifle, that's not bad. I mean, you got a kit, you got a CZ, the flashbang, and you get to save the AK. That's not a bad way to save this out.
All in a day's work for Cold. Yeah, he's gonna be able to save it. Nobody's even pushing. Checking on Palace. Okay, so slight victory. Hey, I saved a weapon, guys. But let's look at the reality of the situation here. It's round 10. We've only got 5 more rounds left in the first half, and mousesports has taken such a huge advantage. You were talking about, you get 6 rounds. That's good. 7's better. You got 8 rounds, which means you actually have the majority of round wins on your T side on Mirage, notoriously CT-sided map.
That's huge.
What more could you ask for?
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. Well, the rest of the rounds, I guess.
You could ask for you could ask for 15-0.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
But this is Luminosity. I mean, despite what the scoreline says, they're amazing. They're one of the best teams in the world. They've made number 9 on the HLTV rankings.
No, I think HLTV is a great team. I think mousesports is also a great team, and I think they're actually way more underrated than they deserve. But still, I mean, they can show up if they can continue to do this on land. And maybe get some big wins under their belt. That's going to help out a lot. I think mousesports is a great team. Their communication's great. They shoot well. It's a team that should go far if they can keep this solid 5.
Yeah, they don't go on tilt very often either, which is important. It's looking pretty bad right here, but every time the camera pans back to them, they're calm.
Yeah,
they're not freaking out. They're just all right. And Fallen brings the team together. Discusses that didn't work. Let's try something else. It's going to be okay, boys.
So into round 10, mousesports with that 7-round advantage, and Luminosity trying to hold on with rifles in their hands. Flashbang comes down. Fallen's right there with his teammate, and neither of them are able to hit a shot. Fur or Fallen. Somehow Gabi and Dennis just work their way directly and off that one flashbang, and they just mop it up so easily, and they're working their way through this bomb site right now. It is a 2-on-2, thanks to Cold getting a frag. Bolts ended up getting 2, but Gabi's right there. Gabi just runs right through jungle. Nico, last man standing, he has to plant this. Steel has to know it. And no! Nico gets off it 1 second, hits the shot, and man, mousesports right now is looking on point.
That's almost the same exact situation we saw a few rounds ago with Cold, with that clutch play, sneaking around the corner and then losing the firefight. Exact same thing, and I think that's the story of what's going on with Luminosity. Tactically, there's really nothing wrong. They're setting out their smoke to the sides, but they're not hitting the shots at all, and for that reason, sights are going down way too fast. Rotates aren't happening, and then when they come in for the retake, again, you're losing firefights. When you're in this sort of a situation where it's 1v1, it's 50%, could go either way. It's consistently going in favor of mousesports. You can't have that happen.
Yeah, the cards, are all falling in favor of mousesports right now. I mean, yeah, it's rough right now if you're Luminosity, the way you're dropping these rounds. But I mean, they're doing what they can to keep themselves relevant and in this thing. They have to force a map number 3, and they do get an opening frag here in round 11.
Well, that's something. It's 4v4, but 2 players take the B bomb site. It's a fake. It is a fake. Even on the fakes, they're taking bomb sites just like that. And because they've taken the bomb site, they have players in there. It's wide open. Hook, line, and sinker. Look at this. Now Gabi walking into the site. Bolt suspects something. This is great. It looked like mousesports waited just a little bit too long. But even with the positional advantage, Luminosity Gaming just can't do anything to prevent this bomb plant. Bomb's going to go down. We get great post-plant positions. Everything gets smoked off. And I think that all hope is lost now for Fallen and Cold on this retake. Oh, but Fallen, look at this.
Yeah, this could be huge. Chris J, low on HP. He's going to get blanked. Fallen's able to take him down, so now it's up to Gabi. Uses the smoke to put himself down in the CT. He's got to be careful here. No grenade can be thrown by a Luminosity player unless they pick one up. He's going to give his position away with a flashbang. He's going to flash. He's got to peek. You got to hit that shot. No. He misses the shot, and Fallen will end up taking him down as Cold sticks the bomb. It's a good defuse that came out there from Luminosity, and that will actually get them a 2nd round. But
well, finally.
Yeah, finally. I mean, at this point, though, you've dropped so many rounds from your CT side.
Yeah.
This should be your strong side of this map. Yeah, Luminosity's just struggling. And it would be even worse at this point if they get the reset right now. That would be absolutely horrendous, and that would realistically ruin them for the rest of this first half.
There's enough time for Luminosity to salvage their CT half. You're never going to be happy ending with anything less than 7 points. But they can do something. They can put something together. Look at this, though. Next coming in straight from Connector and pinching off Fallen just like that, putting us in a huge man advantage in favor of mousesports. Luminosity's going to back off towards B site.
They don't have a choice.
Yeah,
right
you have to save at this point. It's like
they literally just got reset, so they don't have enough economy to try and like force into this. If they weren't able to find a frag really fast and make this a 4-on-3, they realistically don't have a choice. They got to save that off in those 2-on-4s, and that is rough.
I'm watching this game and I'm scratching my head the entire time, thinking, okay, Luminosity, what exactly is going wrong here? It's not. I don't see anything special for mousesports whatsoever. They're doing a lot of fakes, which Luminosity is falling for hook, line, and sinker. Well, it's not even that they're falling for it, though. The thing is, mousesports is doing these fakes, but the fakes are too OP. Even on a fake, they're taking bomb sites like that. So if the entire bomb site falls, logically, you have to rotate.
Yeah.
They took the site. I don't know. It's ugly.
Mousesports just hitting everything.
Yeah.
We talked about it, like all the cards falling in their favor. It's a straight one-on-one duel. Both guys are spraying, and guess what? The mousesports players are winning those. And they're just out-aiming. I mean, you're throwing, like you just talked about, you throw the fake at the B-bomb site.
Yeah.
All right, so your guys that are faking are making noise, whatever they need to be doing, you try and get out. Hey, try and get a pick if you can. And instead of just try and get a pick, all right, they find the first one, then they find the second guy in the site, and it's just everything is working in favor of mousesports. Yeah, so then might as well rotate in.
And then you have the option, too, if the A take doesn't work out, you already took B. Yeah. So just rotate the bomb all the way back to B. No problem. You know you can out-aim these guys today at the LAN, so you may as well just hold it down. Look at this, though. Good molly. That's going to stall mousesports up. I'm pretty sure Luminosity saw the bomb back there, and they're holding their positions. They're not going to over-rotate this time around. You've got one hanging back by Connector and one pushed up by Palace as Dennis backs off, falls back, tries to find information at mid. Fallen gets a nice opening pick, dropping Nico at Apps. That forces them to fall completely back. Oh, where'd the bomb go? Is it in Fallen's possession? No, it's going to back off. It's just lurking.
Does have teammates catching up to him right now. That's going to be Chris J. And they look like they might be gearing up here for Varnish trying to work out B. And yeah, they are. They're going in that direction.
Yeah,
it will be next. Gabi and Chris J, the last three alive here with the bomb on their back. And they're trying to work against Fallen. And Fallen's just jumping, able to hit some shots. Here comes the flank coming out. I believe that's Fur on the flank. Chris J hits one, hits a second. Wow, he's able to get 3 out of that. He's going to be 1v2 now, trying to get the bomb down. Cold's going to be fast enough out the window, and Cold will hit the shot with the op. But, I mean, that could have gotten really, really bad, really, really fast. Luckily, Cold was at least close enough to trade that frag out and not allow Chris J to stand up and pull his rifle
Chris
off.
J, well, he should not have been able to land those shots in the first place. That made it extremely scary for Luminosity. More importantly, made it very expensive. Luminosity still doing good, coasting on some of that loss bonus from an abysmal CT side. They're buying up. We're in round 14, so the best that they're going to do is a 10-5 half. Super disappointing on CT side if you're LG. They're going to set it up just like they do every single time, 2, 1, and 2, and mousesports playing very slow. They're not going to get aggressive for mid control. Instead, you've got 2 hanging back at B, 2 at A, and I'm thinking they're going to go down to underpass. That might be the game plan here. Pinch off A. Watch Palace, though.
See if Chris J can hit the, oh man, looked like Chris J wanted to hit that, and well, he definitely wanted to hit the seam shot there. Didn't quite get the opening that he needed. And we do have Nico able to pick up the push coming out of the player that was pushing to Palace.
Yeah, that's fair.
So man advantage now for mousesports, and this is a situation I was talking about where as soon as the CTs lose a player, All right, now what we got to abandon mid at this point. We're going to put 2 at each bomb site and figure this out.
Yeah. Cold's going to watch mid, though. With the AWP, oh no, he pulls out the molly just as they come around the corner and chucks it out. I thought he was going to have his head taken off, but he's able to back off and survive. mousesports quickly taking mid control with the aggression, and they are going to split A. You see one coming out ramp, and then the rest with bomb.
Oh, Bolts.
Up connector. Bolts knocking him down. Seal also, the crossfires are very real for Luminosity, and Nico finds himself all alone. He was the ramp player, watching up. But the guys in dark, what is up with that spray? Steel's down, 1v2. Nico hurt, 9 health.
Yeah, he's going to be 1v2 at this point. Fallen with 100. Same with Cold, and he steps out. Fallen will pick him up from jungle. That's going to make the score 10-4. So, I mean, that 10-5 half you were talking about, it's a very real reality right now. Unless mousesports able to win this, that makes it an 11-4, and that's an exact mirror of what we saw game 1, except for the teams are different.
Yeah.
Or, well, the teams are different score-wise, excuse me, because last time it was 11-4 Luminosity. This time it could be 11-4 mousesports.
We'll see what they've got in them. Unfortunately, mousesports' economy is not broken. Look at Fallen. He pushes way up aggressively with the AWP. This man is insane. He's able to get the leg, pulls the AWP out, but look, 2 through underpass. They're going to pinch him off and take the shot. So it's a 1-for-1 trade, losing the AWP. That's fine, though. Cold, also a very effective AWPer. He's hanging on to 1 as well.
Yeah, you do not want to lose Bolts in this situation, and mousesports does. Oh, no, they're going to be 3-on-3 thanks to Cold with the AWP in his hands. So we've lost Nico, we've lost Gabi, and now we're going to be Chris J, and next, and Dennis left, and Fur with a great shot, able to take down Chris J, getting aggressive there at the ramp, and mousesports trying to wrap this into an A site. Yeah,
that's Fair, just doing fair things. He likes to push out all the time, and last round didn't work out so well. This time he gets the pick. Oh no, nobody knew he was in ramp, but by taking the shot, he's going to expose his position to Dennis. Dennis is able to pinch him off and drop Fair. Steel is the last man standing. He knows he's got 2. He takes the weaker player, putting us into a 1v1. Dennis all alone. Gets pop flashed over the top.
Wow.
Steel fails the spray down on the blind player, losing the round. This is an 11-4 half. This time in favor of mousesports. How disappointing for Luminosity.
That's a rough half. You drop that many rounds.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, from T side. Man, Luminosity needs to take all the time that they can on a tactical pause here and just get their heads right and get back into this thing. They cannot allow this to continue. They need to figure out what they need to do right now.
Here's the problem. I mean, even with a 10-5, it's not too bad. You can go 10-5. You can lose the pistol round and still have a chance going forward. Once you get down to an 11-4 scoreline, the pistol round becomes, in many cases, a game decider.
Yeah.
So it's going to be so important for Luminosity's aim to be on point on the pistol round. Now, look at what we've seen throughout the entire game. When it comes to 1v1 battles, the aim hasn't been on point.
No, not for Luminosity, like not in the least bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just see on the score right there, it wasn't like mousesports anybody was playing just out of their mind. Just their entire team played well that half. I mean, Nico was 16. We got 13 for Nex, 11 for Dennis, Chris J at 12, Gabi with only 9 frags. That's just at the half. They all just shot effectively, and we weren't seeing those effective shots coming out from Luminosity.
Looks like the pistol round is already underway. Luminosity Gaming versus mousesports. Luminosity's T side. You've got 2 stacked up by ramp, 3 top mid. Setting up, wanting to split A. There's 2 pushing into A right now. Instant shots, instantly killed by Nico. The choice is made.
Man.
A doesn't look good. We've got to go to B. 1 player top, apps, 2 already stacked inside of market. That's Fair doing amazing work, taking 1 down, and then he's got another player at market. He's totally confused. Look at him. He's looking left, right, doesn't know what to do. And Fair survives the fight. Bombs going down. Fair dealing with player in market. That's Chris J. Chris J's aim has been sick, but Fair takes him down.
for last one left here. That's going to be Nico and Dennis. There he goes. He's out of the way. mousesports will win themselves a pistol. And that's going to be 12-4. And mousesports looking dialed in here. They want to try and win this 2-0, and it looks like they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah, that's the pistol round was so critical this time with that score line. Luminosity, you have no choice now. Look, nobody has anything more than 3K. The question is, do you buy? Okay, they could just full-on save here. And if they do that, they are guaranteed to have one solid gun round. In fact, they buy to go no less than $2,000. They want to make sure that when they do buy on round 4, it is an absolutely huge blowout of a buy. Tech 9s, you got 2 smoke grenades, just a little bit of utility. Teams spread out on a default. They're not committing to anything just yet.
We'll have, we got 2 M4s come out for mousesports. We got a P90, a UMP, and then a Scout coming out for Chris J. But with those upgraded pistols coming for Luminosity, I mean, they're doing what they can here, and should expect a little bit of noise to come out of this round 3, or the next round, which would be round 3 here in second half, as they were able to get that bomb plant.
Setting up for A. The fake smoke is thrown at B. Nobody's being pulled off of the rotation, and then the A execute happens, saving the smoke to plant inside of smoke. This is a smart play, but so many players already dead. Fair enough, shut down. Bolt's last man standing. He's going to watch the bomb from Pals. Looks like the bomb is planted for him. Gets found out by the player Tetris, which is Nico. Drops him fast, but minor success for Luminosity. They didn't invest too heavily in that round, and yet they were still able to walk in, planting the bomb. That means we're set up for a possible 3rd round bye.
I mean, you get another bomb plant here. That's more money. You got it first round. You got the bomb plant there, so
there it is.
You're buying. You have to buy. That's 2 bomb plants. You got to buy at this point. There's no reason to waste the amount of money that you just made off those rounds. Just keep going with it, because this is desperation time.
Yeah, it is.
mousesports with 13 rounds. Luminosity with only 4. Desperation's going to come out. They need to hit a round, and they need to get a bunch of rounds in a row to really have a hope here. And realistically, it starts with this early buy, and Fallen will get the first one. Gavi only had a UMP, but he pushed up, got some information. Not really going to do too much. They know that Luminosity will be on the buy this round, so it's not like they didn't expect that. But if he could have gotten one out of that with the UMP, they would have been happy.
Luminosity extremely mid-heavy this round, putting players underpass, putting players top mid. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out. Fallen, like you said, was taken out by the early aggression. Farrah also down. Farrah, such a high-impact player for Luminosity. That really leaves them with Bolts and Colt. Steel really hasn't been representing too heavily so far. In fact, he tends to play alert. So look at this again. Luminosity completely spread out. We've got 2 set up for A, and then the lurk players all the way back at B site with the bomb nowhere to commit to anything. We've got 41 seconds remaining. Someone's got to make a decision. There you go, picking up the bomb. Let's see which direction they go.
Yeah, gonna rotate back, try and grab this bomb, but I mean, damage is done here. We just lose Cold. It's up to Bolts and his teammate Steel. And are they actually really going for this? Is he really going to try and rotate his way all the way through CT spawn? Dennis got to be careful. There's one right down there in mid. Looks for him. Finds Steel. Takes him out of the round. Now it's all up to Bolts. He's going to be 1 versus 3, and they know exactly, or 1v4, excuse me. They know exactly where he's at, and they easily take him down. And yeah, that's 14th round now in favor of Mouse, and that's, man.
I think that was it right there.
Oof.
Because you know, with how aggressively, yeah, with how aggressively Luminosity bought, they're going to be broke, right?
Well, they're pistol armor here with utility. So well, they're buying full tilt into this round.
You gotta.
Yeah, and they don't have a choice. They don't want to play for the tie. They want to play for the win, so.
It's going to be A. Setting up for smokes. Dennis suspects this. Walks in. Flick aim. Not able to land it. So Fallen, even though he's spotted, he's able to go ahead and take the kill. Spotting the gun. Working around the corner. Oh, Nico. Wanting to push.
Nico wants to push that.
This could be crazy. No one would expect 2 people to push, and Nico gets himself taken down. Suddenly, the tides are turning.
Yeah, that was a push that you need to make happen there. If you're Nico, you already lost your teammate there. Realistically, there's no reason to continue to push on that, but he thought he could make some magic happen and steal those couple frags right there.
Yeah.
But doesn't work in his favor. mousesports will be up 14-4 over Luminosity Gaming. This is a best of 3, guys. So we do have another map after this if Luminosity is able to win this.
mousesports over-rotated here. They all pulled off the B site and were 3 stacked at A. Now they're finally getting back in position, but already the players have dropped out of apps. Bomb gets killed, but the trade out is very real. Next playing super close position with the P90. He's going to get dropped. Chris J single-handedly jumps out of market, and this force buy with Tech9s works beautifully for Luminosity Gaming. Real story of the show was single-handedly pushing players out of ramp. The first one, the second one. Now, I did agree with that second push, though. You've got everybody standing up in smoke positions. One person pushed. You would never expect somebody else to just come walking out. The flash told the tale, though.
Yeah, well, as soon as the flash came down, they had an idea. It didn't get a full blind off on the players that were up there waiting. So that worked against him. But, I mean, he tried. He tried to do something a little bit different. And Luminosity got a little bit of life back into their sails here. And they just need to hold on. They have to win from here on out. They got around in their favor. They just need some momentum.
Yeah, that they need desperately. You cannot lose 2 rounds going forward. You've got 10 rounds left to go. mousesports has already taken 1 and then 2. Look at next. Next. Switching to the grenade. He bails out the window just in time, though, and blind Steel. Somehow, magically, Steel gets taken out. And what is this madness?
I feel like, again, Luminosity is lost right now. The things that they're doing, they're not checking angles, they're not flashing right, they're things that Luminosity normally does, and we expect it from Luminosity, but they're not doing it right now, and they're just allowing mousesports to just have their way with them.
This is the winners matchup, so the loser of this game is not quite out of it yet. They're going to go forward and play another best of 3. The winner, which looks to be mousesports, moves forward.
Yeah. I mean, they've already secured themselves overtime here, at least. They're going to be down a player, actually. Now they're evened up, 3-on-3. This could be the final round of this match. We are on match point right now for mousesports. All they need is 1 more round from CT side, and they've run this game. And that's...
Oh, look at Nex. Middle of the site, jumps up, gets taken out on the jump. From behind Firebox. He knows somebody's back behind Firebox. mousesports, yeah, nobody's got a grenade, so you can't really deal with that player very effectively. Cold, working the anti-lurk position from...
Wow, the lineup nonetheless.
How'd Fallen do that?
He pushed, got aggressive down in the CT. It wasn't truly a lineup, but still, they were real close to each other, and he just pulled the AK right through both their heads, so... Not out of the woods yet if you're Luminosity. I mean, you have to win every round from here on out to force overtime on this map. But you have to think, with how mousesports has been playing, they're going to pick up. They're going to pick a round up.
Even a fluke round.
Yeah.
I mean, this sort of stuff happens. You can just do a flat-out, silver strat rush. Sometimes you get lucky, right? Well, apparently it didn't work out so well for Luminosity on their T side. Back on Dust. Look at Gabi getting sneaky and cheeky. Drops down. Doesn't work out, but he does find 1 player in underpass. Chris J is going to get smoked out. Luminosity T side. Gathered up at mid. Looks like the bomb's going to go towards B.
Dennis will find 1 deagle in hand, gets pretty low, and we actually have Nex also getting in the argument. So we're going to be 3-on-3 here. Fallen almost gets dropped, trying to work his way all the way up into Cat. Luckily, he had a teammate there in the B bomb site. Ends up trading the frag onto Nico. Now it's all up to Dennis, last man standing. He's got 3 very weak terrorists, but for a little too bit ready for it. So that's 15-7 in favor of mousesports, and we are going back into a bye.
Yeah, that round's a given with mousesports echoing like that. What's important, though, is they took multiple members of Luminosity down, keeping the economy super low. So Luminosity is not necessarily going to be able to go running away with this. mousesports, they don't have enough money to really do anything properly. Instead, they're just going with a light buy. You got a couple players with armor. A couple of smokes, flashes, so just smoke off your sides. Try to throw some counter flashes, and maybe you can get some sick kills. Otherwise, this really ought to be Luminosity's game. You see them clumping up just outside of B. 1 peeking towards top mid. He's going to fall back. Here come the smokes. They're committing to this.
They're going to go for it. They're going to try to force their way into this B bomb site. They get an initial pick there onto Chris J, but Nex and Gabi right there in the argument. Can this work out? Oh my goodness, only Cole and Steel are left. Nex in their face. That's going to be Gabi with the op in hand. We're going to be 2-on-2. There goes Steel, so it's all up to Gold. Works its way up, and Mousesports will bring it home.
How's this happen?
Mousesports gets a 2-0 yesterday. They get a 2-0 today. They have not dropped a map yet here at the CEVO MLG Season 8 LAN Finals. They haven't dropped a map yet.
It's absolutely insane. Mousesports is going to continue on flawless victories, and this echoes their game against Cloud9 in many ways. You know, Cloud9 was big North American favorite team showing up at MLG Arena for CEVO LAN, and Mousesports is the one that knocked them out of the rank. This time around, Luminosity running into a little bit of resistance. Now, this was the winners matchup. We talked about this a little bit last time, or last map. Nobody's out just yet.
Nobody's out yet.
Yeah, Luminosity's gaming. They're going to have to go play one more best of 3. If they lose one more series, though, they're out of it, and they won't be making it out of group stage.
And actually, we do actually have we had the other game going on. I don't know how that finished.
Yeah.
I think they were going to map 3. So sudden death there.
That was Navi versus Titan.
Yeah, so we possibly could have somebody out of the tournament right now.
Wow.
We could have one of those teams out of the tournament if they're done with their third map yet. But I mean, either way, I mean, day 2, possibly Titan or Navi out of the tournament
with
right off the bat.
Yeah,
That's.
Well, we've got
you don't expect that.
We've got more going on. Here are the box scores coming up. Let's see if anything stands out. Obviously, the Mousesports domination. That was the name of the game.
I mean, 26-13 for Nico. He was looking on point. And again, it wasn't realistically like Luminosity was like there was certain people that were just lagging very, very bad. I mean, they were all relatively even. Bolts has just apparently
fell off the
not having a good second map. Steel stepped it up.
Yeah,
and that was one of the things that Steel wasn't doing very good first map, but
still not heavily represented though.
No,
you know, he's sitting with a -8.
Not the numbers you expect from Steel.
Yeah,
and
that's
Cole
funny.
Relatively quiet too.
That's funny because like yesterday, Steel was such a high impact player. He was. He wasn't at the top of the leaderboard, but he was making incredibly critical plays. The trigger discipline, the way he was playing, he had those 2 standout 3Ks and then the spray down 3K on Cobble. And this time around, it's just today was not his day. Super disappointing. Fallen's back a little bit. He was disappointing yesterday. He came back, but it just wasn't quite enough to tie this team together against the German powerhouse that is Mousesports. Like we said earlier, Mousesports, they're good at 2 things: eating other German teams and wrecking North American teams. And there you have it.
Yeah, Mousesports played very, very well. And, man, congrats to those guys going forward. Haven't dropped a map yet. And Luminosity, that is not how you want to get handed your first loss. You don't want it that way. You want it to be very tight and a tough, just barely lost that map, 16-14, and you just get throttled on map number 2. That is rough.
So we've got plenty more action underway here on the Bravo stream. This is our Saturday Bravo schedule. Luminosity versus Mousesports. That one's all over. Coming up next, once the players get situated, is going to be Team Liquid versus Team Conquest. Now that's going to actually, you and I are going to be casting Liquid versus Conquest together. That's something that on paper, if you look at it, it ought to be a Team Liquid Stomp Fest. But keep in mind, Conquest has outperformed everybody's expectations. And even here on LAN, they're 0-2. They did lose. However, they went 0-2 with a double overtime with Virtus Pro.
Yeah. I mean, they pushed Virtus Pro right to the brink.
Oh, yeah.
And they played very, very well. So, man, I'm excited to see what Conquest can do here. Liquid, having some struggles. Let's see if Liquid can get back on point. I want to see the best possible game we can get between Liquid and Conquest. I want something that's going to an epic matchup. I want 3 maps. I want overtimes. I want this game to be intense.
Well, this is good. This is a battle of the North American powerhouses right here. So, guys, stay tuned for that. Liquid versus Conquest coming up. Luminosity Gaming, they just got their first loss, and Mousesports has secured their place going forward into the playoffs. We'll be back after this.